I'm Keisha, and welcome to the Keisha Phillips Show. In this episode, we're going to talk about power. P-O-W-E-R. Power. And exactly what it is that power means and how it is summed up. Okay? Power is defined according to the Webster Dictionary. You know, we all know that power means what? The authority, the means to be able to do a certain thing. We know that. We know that. Okay, so when we start talking about power in that essence, then we're talking about basically, you can say authority. We know power means like ruler or, things like that. The ability to do something, to act in a particular way. So, the power to direct, the power to lead, the power to control something, to run something. We're not talking about the power when it comes down like utility power and motor vehicle power and things like that. So when you start talking about it in one word, it's basically, like I said, it's authority. So when you think about that, when you think about the ability to govern, to rule, what do you define as, when you get to like the biblical terms, about the way the Bible describes power? It is almost like power is an inherent characteristic of God. Okay, so it is the result of his nature. But then when you start thinking about it on a more spiritual meaning, it's like it's your inner strength or the invisible force that lets you live. So it's like your spiritual power, okay? So what if I tell you that God has given me spiritual power, that now I have power? Do you understand the true meaning of power? They say if someone has power, they have a lot of control. So you got to think about it in democracy, power must be divided. So when you think about that in that aspect, why does God give us power? So we can be like him? Or so that we can make a difference in the world? So when I think about power, I think about the anointing power, the power to carry out a purpose, a calling, an assignment from God, and the power to be able to change things that needs to be changed. And that's what I have the power to do. Would you believe if I tell you that this nation, this world is about 20 years behind? That we should be, your income bracket should have increased by now? That there should be no more world hunger? There should be no homeless people on the streets? There should be no poverty? That this nation should have rised up? Should be on a totally different pay scale? The tax bracket should be 5 instead of 3. There's so many things that should have changed by now, but yet, because we're so far behind, and we are tremendously behind, we should have trillionaires in the world, but yet we don't have any. And we may not never get to see any if things do not begin to change the right way. The right changes need to be made. And if those changes are not made, then everything fails. Everything fails. Everything fails. And all you're going to start seeing is death. Because the natural disasters alone is enough to come through and kill 95% of this nation. In one of my episodes, I was explaining that water is the most powerful force alone. Rain, tornadoes, hurricanes, tsunamis, floodings, mudslides, all these things are a combination of water. All these things are natural disasters that are associated with water. natural disasters that can kill, that can destroy. And those things alone can wipe out 95, 96, this entire nation can be wiped out just with water alone. You know, water alone will knock the Statue of Liberty down, your tallest buildings, like it's nothing. So, but what would you say if I had the power that can change America? Not only the United States of America, but the surrounding countries, this nation. The power that companies wouldn't go out of business. Industries would flourish, would grow. The power to end the robots from being put out into the industries so that the 600 million jobs can flow through. The power to change things that needs to be changed the right way, make the right changes. What if I had that power? What would be your reaction? How would y'all feel? How would y'all embrace that? The power that we can start having a better day. The power that minimum wage would increase, that there would be no more government assistance because there would be no need for it. Think about that. All these are changes that should have already taken place. Decades. You know, we in 2024. We had a new millennium in 2000. We just had a solar eclipse for the first time in how many years, and they don't expect for another one to come through for another 20 years. But look at everything that's happening. And yet we are still on the same page. Some of these same pages that have never been turned in decades. And the question is not so much as that. The question is, what are we going to do to change things the way that they need to be changed? Because see, when I think about power, I think about good power. I think about the power of a person doing the right thing. Because you can always do the right thing. You don't have to be that villain, how people describe people with power, and when it started talking about politics and, it started talking about all these things. Oh yeah, you can define power as ambitious. You can find power as dangerous. Of course, you can interpret it with all those things, but you don't have to be about those things. And then I'ma still handle business. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna do that with or without power. Okay? But it's how you do certain things. It's how you approach people. It's how you talk to people. It's how you do it. You don't have to make a person trying to make people feel intimidated. I'm not trying to intimidate anybody. I'm trying to make it a better place for us all. Not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or half of America, but all of America. Because if things have changed the way they should have changed by now, guess what? It would be that way. It wouldn't be all these issues with the immigrants. It wouldn't be all these issues going on with a war that shouldn't even be going on. And every time you mention war, all of a sudden, now it's this, now it's that. Like the battle ain't getting no better, but it's getting worse. It wouldn't be all that. It wouldn't be any of that. We ain't finna send Ukraine another $98 billion. Ukraine probably not gonna get that $98 billion. So I don't know what Ukraine gonna do when they no longer gonna get weapons and help from the United States. Because maybe then at that time, when they see that they don't have that resource, this shit'll come to an end. You don't see Russia asking nobody for no money. And to us, to the United States, Russia is the enemy. But you still don't see them asking nobody for no money either. It's time to make the necessary changes that needs to be made. Because I can think of a whole lot of things that we can use $98 billion for. A whole lot of things, and a whole lot of things that can change and make a difference. That war is not going to make not 1 ounce of difference for the United States of America. Not one. And if it's going to make a difference for the United States of America, please let me know. Enlighten me. Maybe I'm missing something. But if it's going to make a difference for the United States of America, if it's going to change our circumstances in any kind of way, then let me know. Because we got climate issues. We got oil issues. Do I need to continue with the issues that we haven't just in the United States of America? Do I? Because I'd be more than glad to break it down. So if having this war of funding, a war that's not even our war, ain't gonna change anything, then what we funding it for? Because that's money that we can use, what? In our own country. Because we got issues in our own countries that need to be handled. But if I had the power to change the things that needs to be changed, now I'm not saying that I got the power to just change it by myself, but the power to implement people in the right positions, right promotions, upgrade the right industries. That's what I'm saying when I start talking about the power to change the things that needs to be changed. This low-level stuff ain't finna change nothing. Did that, done that. I have been well. I didn't went baby steps for my walk up the corporate ladder. I didn't jump hurdles. I didn't jump in front of nobody. I didn't knock nobody out the way. I did it the right way. But yet I still got there. But yet I'm still dealing with what? People that is intimidated. The jealousy, the envy. I'm Keisha. My own thing about me may change at some point. Maybe what? My last name. If I take the last name of my spouse, the man that I married, and right now, if I can do it my way, I'm trying to see if there's a way that he can take my last name. Because I done worked so hard and for so long, I did not, I wasn't using my last name. I wasn't using my maiden name because I had remarried. But shit, I'm divorced now. My point is, why should I keep using my ex-husband's last name? He ain't doing nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. That's why my bills and stuff ain't getting paid right now. Because he's not doing not one thing for me financially. So if I ain't got the money to pay the things that I need to get paid, then guess what? They go unpaid. Until I can get the money and pay it. And sometimes by the time I do get enough money to do anything, I got so much to do, then I gotta choose what's most important. And do that. And then that means a whole lot of things gonna still go unpaid. And you talking about a woman that paid all her bills on time. Every month, everything got paid in full. I don't pay late fees. I do it and I pay it on time. So you talking about people that got money every month. They ain't had to call me and ask me if I was paying my shit. Because it was paid. If anything, they was calling me saying, can I not pay it before the due date? Can I not pay it before the first of the month? Don't make two payments in the same month. That's what they was calling me for. But now it went from paying all your damn bills on time to not nothing getting paid. And I got a damn near 800 credit score. And look at the shit that I'm going through. You don't know how hard it is to work to build your credit up to the point to where you should be able to go out there and do any goddamn fucking thing that you want. To buy anything, to have anything. I did that so that I can. That's one of the reasons why I was paying my damn bills on time. That's one of the reasons why I lived within my means. So when I got to the point that I wanted to go up a notch, then I should not have had absolutely no problems being able to do it. So if I wanted to go buy me a 2-story house and had a pool in the inside and had 20 acres of land on the outside, then guess what? I done worked my ass off enough in order to do it like that, so I should be able to do it like that without no damn problems or nobody asking me no damn questions. But they got me around this bitch broke like I ain't supposed to have shit. And I'm pissed off as hell. Because I'm tired of people stealing my goddamn money.